Welcome to another episode of Locked In. In this episode, I'm finally going to be taking you guys bike camping with me and my buddy Mario. We're doing a short weekend trip. We are taking both of our Poseidon X's and our Custom Fade Gang paint jobs, and we finally bagged out our bikes and have enough stuff to actually go camping that we want to test out to see what works, what doesn't, and just to kind of see what items that we might want to upgrade or replace or just not need to bring along. We might be overpacking, we might be underpacking, we're going to find out. Luckily, this is a close enough campsite to where we are close to civilization and a store if we do need to pick anything else up. We're going to take you along with the journey. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be going over a full gear list and breakdown of this new setup. It's definitely different than the initial setup that I was originally going to do with the bike. So I want to go over that, pros and cons, and what exactly we brought with, so that if anybody's interested in doing a weekend trip, here's our suggestions. So let's get into both of our setups. Alright, so Mario just got here. We're going to be going over a quick rundown of just what we're putting in each of our setups and what belongs in each bag. Real quick before we head out, it is already sunny. We're going to basically head down. We're going to stop and camp in Upper Morro Campground, which is basically like a no amenities campsite. We're going to be doing about 50-50 road and dirt. So we're going to be a little bit of climbing into there, but it should be a super fun route to test our setups. So let's go over Mario's bike first.
Yep.
So here's Mario's Poseidon X all loaded up. Alright Mario, so let's break down what's in each bag. Let's go back to front.
Alright, so on the back side, I just put my clothes up top, keeping the light so the hopefully doesn't sway very much. Then I put just other random stuff that I'm not going to need, toiletries and other random stuff, flashlights and all that at the bottom. Also the food, just to keep it packed down. Can't forget obviously the canteen. In here I just got a zip ties, and then I'm going to run a water bottle, a water bag. I haven't filled it up yet. One of the tube right here, all TT tour device style. Yeah! Obviously had to go with the aero bars. Just the tools, mixed water. This is the tent and everything that goes in it. These are the tent poles on this side, pads, cooking supplies, sleeping bag. Obviously can't forget the banana and the speakers.
The Aero banana. Don't forget the Aero banana.
Strapped in. And then just munchies and food and whatnot. So, yeah. Clean.
Set up, and then you're running a 650B Gravel King SKs?
Yes.
By 48s?
Yeah, 1.9.
And then what's your gearing that you're running?
Right now I think that's a 42 in the front and 4611 back here. So I got a little bit of range, but it's pretty heavy bike, so we'll see how we do.
So for my setup, it's packed up similar but a little bit different. So in my saddlebag, I have my sleeping bag packed down low, all my clothes, a jacket, my titanium little cup there. Then I have my, basically my snack bag. This has just trail mix in it, as well as a little first aid kit with. And here we have just a few snacks, and my Osmo that I'm recording on here is going to live in here as well as my cables. In my frame bag right now is basically just an empty water bladder. We are bringing just enough water to ride with so we can save the weight. Then right before we get into the campsite, we're going to fill up both of these with water and basically add more weight right before the climb. I have my 24-ounce water bottle. This is going to be my toolkit. This has my tube and everything else I need in it. I have my tent set up in my first dry bag here, and my other one, it's got my sleeping pad as well as my little booties if my feet get cold, tent poles, and my stove. In my Roadrunner front bag, I have quick access to all of my necessities. I have bug spray, pump, little tools, my fork and knife. And in here, I have a few things of food, but it's pretty open so we can pack up stuff if we feel like getting anything extra at the store once we get water. So it's definitely going to be not a super long bike packing day. We're looking at about 30 miles up and about 1,200 feet of climbing, which isn't a lot, but I'm guessing we're weighing in at 45-ish pounds each. So that little bit of climbing is going to hurt a lot more than usual. So let's get going and do our first bike packing trip.
Take a bike.
sushi on his aero bars.
I can't even use them anymore.
Now the trick is you got to be able to eat it while riding. That's the next goal with chopsticks. It's just Aero Sushi, banana, and phone mount, dude.
Spring rolls. Can't forget the tofu spring roll.
You're living in the future, my dude.
Hey, bro, that's the advantage of being vegan. Sushi in the sun, no problem.
All right, so we are 25 miles in. Got about 8 miles to go. Got to find a place to fill up some water. And then hit up the basically 800 or 900-ish feet of climbing we have left to do in that 8 miles. And get to camp before sundown, but it's been an awesome ride so far. All right, water and everything. This is the last pit stop. We got 8 miles left, 1,000 feet of climbing. Let's go before the sun comes down.
Bam! Banana as a holder.
All right, so mile 30. Apparently this is a little bit longer than we thought because of all the extra running around we're doing. Finally got water. Bikes feel way heavier, obviously. We're both running a bladder.
We also got a Jack Daniels, which is probably weighing us a lot.
Well, I mean, I don't feel that weight.
That's rotational weight.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's like 1 to 3. Yeah, it's fine. So the campsite we're going to has no water spigots or anything, so we have to bring enough water just for tonight and tomorrow. Again, unexperienced. Not sure how much we need. Probably have too much, but we're learning. So now we got to climb the 800 feet in a handful of miles and see what the dirt section's like. So I'll try to film if the dirt section's not too gnarly. We'll see how it goes. So we're at mile 37 and a half, even though it's supposed to be 27. We did some extra credit.
A lot of extra credit.
Apparently, we just climbed all of this, which I saw 20 to 30% sections for not like a short amount of time, like a decent amount of time. And Mario manhandled that whole thing, and I walked a good portion of it. But we should be almost there. We got probably about an hour or so of daylight left, so should give us plenty of time to get to camp and grill up some food. All right, so we finished the ride. Mario's gonna hit us with the numbers. Now remember, we do have to go down, which we'll update you later. We'll try to film as much as we can. The sunset, we maybe have 30 minutes to set up the tent, so I'll try to time lapse that, but it might just be some dark footage. So what are we at, Mario? Because we did some extra credit today.
All right, so with the sun in our face, we're at 40.1 miles, 1,924 feet of climbing.
And that was probably in the last, what, 10 miles?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Burned out 2,500 calories already, so.
All right, time to set up camp. Camp is set up. Both our bikes are stripped as good as they can. We got all the stuff for food that we'll have to do under some lanterns. Supposedly there's water out yonder, but we might have to look for that later. We got the poop trowel. Just
I'll go try to figure this out. Where did this go?
Yeah, inside, yes. Yeah. But the views are crazy. We had the dinner of champions. It was a true root vegetable medley cooked in my cook pot with our like $5 burner. Cooked super good, just it was too dark to get anything to be like super lit. And then what did you bring for chili, Mario? Because that was good to add to it.
Amy's vegan chili.
Oh, it was, we just mixed both of those, cooked it all together. Totally overbrought because he brought his Stanley freaking pot. So we could have totally saved some weight and just cooked out of one, but amazing to have a hot meal. I totally get the whole bikepacking thing. And besides being eaten alive by all the bugs that are out, we're having a good old time.
Yeah.
My dude.
Cheers.
Well, good morning. I just woke up. I didn't sleep super great. It actually was a lot warmer last night than I expected. I ended up opening up my sleeping bag to make it more of like a quilt, just so I could just breathe a little bit more. I even took my jacket off, my beanie that I had over my eyes, but slept a few hours, I think. But I am actually really impressed with how this like pretty lightweight and cheap sleeping pad actually felt last night on my back. But we woke up to this view and this sunset. So basically what we're going to do this morning is make a little bit of food, kind of enjoy and let anything else that needs to dry out, because actually everything's a little damp this morning. Repack all the bikes, which is probably going to take the longest time than actually tearing down camp. Then head down. I believe we're looking at about a 6.5 mile descent into PCH, and then we're going to take the road and river trail on the way back home. So we're packing up all the bikes. Repacking definitely takes a little bit longer than I expected, but we are going to head up and try to find this waterfall that we found on Google Maps. Try to see that if we can, if the trail's not closed, and then head down. It's about a 6.5 mile downhill section back to PCH, grab some coffee, and get ready for the rest of this ride. So we just made it down to PCH. We just climbed all of this, which had some pretty gnarly steep descents. There's a few sections I want to say was over 25% because it was like this. We're basically right at Crystal Cove. Gonna head back, get some food because we deserve it. Woo! Let's finish this ride out. here we go. This is the end of the video. I didn't get a clip of us finishing. Mario wanted to dip out. It got really hot. We both were definitely feeling pretty burnt out near the end. But basically we finished up with about a 30-mile ride back, about 1,500 or so feet of climbing. We did make a pit stop at a place for some food, which I ended up wrapping half of that into a tortilla to bring home as a burrito, which I am looking forward to eating later, as well as stopping at Starbucks for some much-needed caffeine because they're both a little sore from the day before. But overall, had a really good time, an amazing trip overall, definitely feeling it. My legs are definitely sore. My few takeaways are, this was a great way to really get into bikepacking and doing it for the first time, really finding out what do you really need to carry and how much food you really consume. I think for me, that's going to be the biggest learning curve, is how much food do I really need to bring and how much are we going to rely on outside food, meaning restaurants, things like that, depending obviously on where we go bike camping. So it was a great learning experience. I'm going to do another video, so make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on about exactly what I brought, what I really liked, and some gear that I'm looking to probably change in the future to, one, lighten up my base weight on the bike, as well as maybe some things that didn't functionally work as well as I'd like. So thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. All the links in the description below. And thanks for watching another episode of Locked In.